What is up, guys and girls? Hurricane Liz here, and today I talk about the only form of traffic you need to learn if you're going to make your OnlyFans models go viral. I don't think it's going to be surprising, the traffic that you're going to need to learn, but I think the way that you'll go viral is what will be the most surprising about this video. So I'm certainly fired up to talk about this. I hope you're fired up. Let's do this. Okay, so let's talk about what the single most important thing for you to learn moving forward if you want to succeed at being an OnlyFans manager. And I can tell you this with absolute certainty. If you put all your focus and energy into first learning this and becoming really good at this, then your girls will have very similar numbers to what I'm about to show you. So let me just say this. If you're interested in kind of learning how you can get better at this at a much faster pace, my email is below. There's a very specific way that you can do this in order to just jump over the guessing. It could just be spoon-fed to you. And what you're going to learn in this video is how to become an absolute ninja, or so it seems like you become a ninja at this traffic source, which is imperative that you learn if you're going to crush OnlyFans management. And that traffic source is none other than TikTok. And I'll explain what I mean here in a minute by first sort of more or less showing you what can happen as a result of not necessarily even becoming good at TikTok. Like, that's an entirely separate thing, but knowing what is going viral in TikTok. If you can learn what's going viral in TikTok, you will not only put a lot of extra money in your pocket, but you're going to make your models put a ton of extra money in their pocket, and they're going to be very happy. They're not going to want to go to any other agency because they're going to realize you bring the goods. So I'll show you what I mean by sharing an example with you of some numbers and how you can sort of really see the impact that knowing what is viral on TikTok, knowing what's hot on TikTok, and knowing what the kind of content to tell your models to make on TikTok can literally make you very rich. So I know you're like surprised, like, Liz is exaggerating again. She makes this shit up. No, that's not true. Let me show you here. So as we can see, this model here, her earnings are $313,000 over time. She's in the 0.29% of all OnlyFans creators. And this is a look at her statistics starting back in August. You see, starting back in August, she was at about $6,034. Then September, $62.48. This is kind of just her doing her own thing. In October, she's at $32.77. So she dipped down. She kind of got tired of doing this shit. She sought out help, sought out agency. And then I want you to see the jump right here from $32.77 all the way to $32,829 in November, then $37,824 in December, $31,813 in January, $7,188 in February. And remember, we're just 1 week into February. So she's, let's see, for February, she's on a pace to do about, close to about $30,000. Like, obviously February's a shorter month, so she's not going to crush it as much as she did in the previous month. But you might be asking yourself, like, what exactly happened from October to November that took her almost 10 times what she made in October to what she made in November, and it's been able to sustain since. So what key event could have happened in that time period? Well, here is what that key event is. And again, this goes back to what I talked about earlier. If you're going to focus on learning one single traffic source and learning all the intricacies, the tips, the tricks, how to run the traffic, how to have multiple phones, how to have SIM cards, how to change your location on all those phones. As a result of that, that traffic source is TikTok. And this is why. The reason that her numbers jumped astronomically was not that any additional chatters were added yet. It was not that she did additional promotions on other types of promotions. The reason that it jumped like that is because this jump occurred because of a video going viral. So she had one video that went viral. And while you might say, like, oh, there's no way I can figure out what kind of video is going to go viral. Yeah, you might have a point. Sometimes it's by chance that a video goes viral. Sometimes it's just like, it just has something so catchy in it that it does go viral. But what if I told you that this video was a video that she was just told to replicate, which had already gone viral? That's the case here. That's the case. It's just that simple. She was told to replicate an already existing TikTok video that had gone viral. And just by replicating this single video, she was able to jump from 3,200 to 32,000. So that's one viral video. Now, I know what you might say, like, oh, what are the chances that that happens? Well, there's a way to be able to get dozens and dozens of viral videos a week, and then just have your models replicate those videos, and your odds of them seeing a tremendous amount of success, which equals more subs, more people to be able to sell PPV to, more people to build existing relationships with, and just overall more people to give the whole GFE experience to. That gives you much better odds of being able to accomplish all of that just by being able to tell your model what viral videos to replicate. Now, obviously, you can do this yourself. You can hire somebody on your team to do this. I do have my email below in case you want to get access to that. That is available. But that just sort of shows the simplicity of just duplicating what's already out there, right? There's a very famous book out there. I even forget the author, but it's called Steal Like an Artist. And in that book, the primary principle is that the best things get made off of already pre-existing things that have a lot of the same elements. So steal like an artist, it's the same thing. You can steal like an artist, take what people have already made viral on TikTok, copy it, have your model implement it and put it out there. She could also do a version of putting her own twist on it, right? Like maybe in the video, the other model has a gray hoodie and maybe she decides to put her own special touch on it, and she's known as the pink Barbie of OnlyFans. So by using a pink hoodie, that's still putting her own little twist on it. She could maybe add something else to the whole mix, but it's quite simple. Steal like an artist. It's Austin something. Somebody can tell me in the comments down there. I mean, it's off the tip of my tongue, Austin something, but he's got a number of books that kind of compound off that thought, is steal like an artist. So there's nothing wrong about that. It is, once it gets put out there, there's all these TikTok challenges where people like replicate and do the same thing to one another. I know there was the ice bucket challenge. There's been a number of different challenges out there that people just, they do the same crap. They copy what everybody else does. That's the whole purpose of TikTok. That's the whole thing that you should be focusing on if you want your models to get more subs and to make more money. So that's what sort of happened here in her numbers overall. There was nothing special about it. As you can see, she does a pretty good job on subs, tips, and messages. The interesting thing too is if you notice, like as a result of getting that many subs through TikTok, which is where she gets a majority of her subs, a lot of her money comes from subs, where typically when we look and we kind of try to figure out what a model's going to make, we give PPV, which is through messaging, about 80% of the entire equation, where she'll make 80% of her money is going to come from PPV messaging. And then about another 10 to 15% is going to come from subs, and then the other 5% from tips. But you're going to notice, interestingly enough, it's quite unusual to see this, but subs account for more than PPV in this case. And that's primarily because of the fact that when going viral on TikTok, she can really mount up a shit ton of subs. Like the subs just come in really dramatically and very drastically. Like she can get thousands of subs very quickly, and those subs turn out to be worth money, especially if you have a promotional price that's quite low. You're going to get a lot of people interested in that. And then on the second month, if you do raise that pricing to be standard pricing, then what's typically going to happen in those instances is about 70% of people will be retained, as long as you've done your job and your model's done a great job of making sure that there's tremendous amount of content put on the wall and your chatters are messaging, particularly the people that are subs as well as the people that spend money on PPV. And you can do all that by using an app like Super Creator or OF Buddy to be able to track what your top dollar spenders are spending, what kind of content they're consuming, and so forth. So a lot of little tools that you should be using and the things that you should be investing in as your agency gets larger and larger. But again, that's the one unusual thing about this particular circumstance, is when you do have a majority of your traffic just coming in thanks to TikTok, you're going to see that these subs will sometimes outweigh the messaging. Whereas with other promos, most of the time you'll see the messages overtake the subs. And again, this is very interesting, but you'll see, I mean, steady growth other than when she initially started. It's a massive jump. Like she had 2 really solid months. Then it kind of, she just got butchered in October, obviously looking for a new agency. And then boom, that dynamic jump all the way up where she just started to make it. She just started printing. Like, that's the best way that I could put it. This girl started to print, and now she's at about 0.29% in terms of how high she is up there in the OF creators, which is actually really good. Like, doing that amount of money is very good. There's not a lot of girls that do that, since the average girl is making about $150 on OnlyFans. A lot of people don't know that, but there's not really a lot of girls printing at this level, 0.29% of all girls. So again, going back to what I said earlier, this is more or less not so much knowing and not having a lot of technical TikTok knowledge, but having the ability to know what videos are going viral. So again, my email is below. Other than that, I do recommend you do get at least somewhat knowledgeable on TikTok, and you do take a course or two on TikTok and how to be able to work it. Like me, I know all the technicalities of it and how to tell somebody to execute it, but I'll be quite honest with you, I've never made a single fucking TikTok in my entire life. Yet I know all these little things. This is the same way that coaches tell basketball players what to do, and some of them have never played a single minute of basketball. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys looked at it and learned something from it. As usual, questions and comments go below. I always personally answer those, and I will see you guys next time.